Today we tried out the new buffed Nimrod in Conquest to see if that extra power is going to make a bit difference in whether or not we can farm in infinity tickets. We had a great time with this deck and we won, like you're going to see the whole run start to finish. We made it really far. We did, I think, in the last game end up playing a version of this deck that I think probably seems better than the one that we were running, and I've been playing that modified version of this deck since this stream and since these games. But we had a lot of fun. I do think the new Nimrod is really powerful, really excited to see this card buff, and we had a lot of really fun and pretty interesting games. So enjoy. I definitely have gotten in the habit a little bit of just automatically snapping. I've been playing Improving Grounds, particularly with a deck full of cards I want to get boosters for. But that snapping on turn one is definitely getting to be a bit of a habit. Okay, so Sunspot, this might be a high evolutionary control build, but we're happy to play Wolverine on 2. I think the Carnage Forge on 4 it can be pretty good if we get a Nimrod. We want to save 2 of our destroys pretty often for turn 6. So maybe what we do here is just Deathlock to destroy our Wolverine. Snap from our opponent makes me think that this is more likely to be a control deck. The fact that Elysium they think is an advantage. Sometimes people just overestimate Elysium and other things that feel strong for you. You kind of forget that they're strong for your opponent too. But we're definitely right that it's high evolutionary. Jubilee usually isn't in the control versions of the high evolutionary deck, so that might not be what they're playing. The question for us here is whether we should play Forge and Carnage. We could play Destroyer next turn. So we could Forge and then Destroyer. I don't know what that gets us. I do love the Dan Hip High Evolutionary, and I don't have that variant, but I want it. I guess we probably would rather put Nova with the Wolverine. And I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to play Forge yet. I'm still hoping that we draw Nimrod. Alright, no Nimrod. But what we can do here is Forge Sabertooth Venom. And this will put the Sabertooth back in our hand at 0 cost with the buff counting towards Venom, and we'll get to replay that. Pretty strong. This does mean that we probably don't want to play our Destroyer next turn. Wow, Infinite. We're really hoping for a Shang-Chi. If we can get a Shang-Chi, we'll be happy, but without that, we're in trouble. There's our Shang-Chi. That makes us very happy. So we can Shang-Chi. I guess the question is, would we rather Carnage? Carnage will be worth 6 power here, so it actually matches the Deathlock. And it's going to buff the Wolverine, although it might move the Wolverine to another location. Which I think we don't want. I think winning Baxter Building is important to us. So we can Carnage mid instead. And I'm going to do a Boomer Snap here. I think my opponent's feeling confident. They've got an Infinite. We're revealing our Shang-Chi, which once we've shown it... Oh, they retreated, so they didn't get... But that's okay. We've learned a lot about their deck. We do have Death, so this is great. Death is now free. Collapsed Mine is just fantastic for Death, so we can snap on that. There's our Death. We love to see that. Do we Wolverine thinking that maybe... No. I think we're going to Wolverine left. We're going to hope we have two ways to destroy. So that if, for instance, if our Deathlock gets pulled into Grand Central, that we have some other way to destroy things if we stack them left. Well, so much for that. We will put our Sabretooth with the Wolverine. Although if we're going to destroy it on 6, that might be wrong. The question is, do we Deathlock on 4? I don't think so. I think we're going to play Sabretooth in a different location because we don't have Venom yet. If we had more options in terms of destroying... well, there's our Venom. So we could have played our Venom onto the Sabretooth Wolverine this turn. But I think that's okay. We can Deathlock the Wolverine. Just to get a buff going on that. Maybe we should have saved that for turn 6. I haven't played Nimrod in a little while, so I'm a little out of practice on this. If our Venom gets pulled, we are really going to wish we had Nimrod there. But if it's anything else, we'll wish the Nimrod was somewhere else. So I think we play Nimrod here, and we hope that either Shang-Chi, Death, or Nova, any of those are actually good to get pulled. If Venom gets pulled, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. So, let's see what we get. Shang-Chi would probably be our best pull here. Nova is totally fine. Our inclination might be to play Shang-Chi mid, but that means we can't Venom. But I still think Shang-Chi mid means we win the lane. We're removing 16 power, so they'll just have 6 power here. Even if they fully floated, we would still win. And then we can Forge Death. And we know they've drawn their Thor's Hammer, so they can play that, and Thor's going to get bigger, so they're going to win right. But we can win left pretty confidently. Let's see what they got. They're putting all their power right. They did the America and the Mjolnir, thinking that they were safe mid. This is the payoff for not revealing the Shang-Chi last game. Alright, I'm gonna just snap quickly here. We don't want to drag out 1 cube games when we're down this far. But definitely we don't need to give up yet. The Kirby Crackle on this does look great. Aunt Maze. We would love to play our Nimrod there. But it would also be pretty good on Sabretooth. If we had a Venom, we don't. So I think we can just Sabretooth in Washington, D.C. The good news is that Winter Soldier doesn't have any ability. So Washington, D.C. is going to work on our Bucky here. Alright. We can Carnage and then Forge. This could go the other way around. But I'm still holding out hope that we draw the Nimrod. Scorpion is kind of rough. but we're glad that Sabretooth wasn't in hand for it. Ooh, that is great news for us. We will take it. That puts us in a pretty good position. We do have to worry about an Abomination on their side. With a Scorpion in their deck and High Evolutionary, it's pretty likely that they've got an Abomination, which if the Cyclops goes off, will be down at 3 power. Or if the Thing goes off. Okay, so we are pretty happy to Venom Death Block, which is going to put 2 Nimrods left, which is great. And then Sabretooth. Rogue doesn't do anything. I wasn't sure that we were going to be able to get this, but a Rogue is very weak, and we've got plenty of power. So, we're going to take all 3 locations. Which I feel like maybe should be worth an extra cube or something. We hate to miss the Wakandan Embassy buff on Nimrod, but so it goes. Hey, Elite Racer and Jordan, welcome back. Scorpion doesn't bother us as much with Wakandan Embassy. I have been great. And yeah, I've had a really, really good week. Elite Racer, I've missed you too. Actually, I've been having somebody work on a new avatar for me, a little cartoon that I can use as my profile photo, and they've done a great job capturing my bald head. Alright, so I think that we just play Venom here. We could play Wolverine Carnage. Maybe that's better. I was playing with Spider-Ham on, I guess, yesterday or the day before, and I have been loving it. I think it's really fun. I think it's very good, maybe a little too good. Being able to see a card of your opponents in Conquest mode feels like a just really, really powerful option to have. But I've been having a blast with it. How about you? Did you get it? And have you been having, how's it been for you? I don't know that we want to play any of these. With Grand Central going off, we don't have a Nimrod, so we don't need to try to save Venom and Deathlock for Nimrod. So maybe what we do is Sabretooth Deathlock. Yeah, Elite Racer, this is my first time playing it, but it is really great. I liked Nimrod a lot when it came out, but it wasn't quite strong enough. And I was excited to see it get a buff. It needed it. I'm also excited about Spider-Ham because this weekend, I think, will be the first weekend where we get a quest with the new card. So they had said that new cards were going to be... No, this isn't very strong, but I guess this is the best we can do. But we're going to be able to get tokens from playing with Spider-Ham. So starting this weekend, you get credits for winning games on the weekend quests. You get gold for winning with the Battle Pass card, and you get tokens for winning with the new card of the week, which is Spider-Ham. So I'm pretty excited just to see that and try to earn some tokens. High Evolutionary is definitely everywhere. It is running. Elite Racer, I'm interested, and I've tried decks with Nakia, Okoye, and Hulkbuster on Nimrod, but I've had trouble getting them to work. And as I've been tinkering with this deck for just the last day, and so I'm interested in how you make those work. The big thing that I find with them is that on turn 6, I really want to destroy twice. Like, I want to be able to use a Venom and a Carnage, or Venom and a Deathlock, to spread the Nimrod as much as possible. But I guess you could Hulkbuster and then Venom, or something like that instead. Okay, we have a Venom. I want a Wolverine. Maybe we want a Bucky here. Ah, Zola turn 6. That's interesting. One of the wildest games I've ever played was somebody who played... It was Venom, Zola, and on turn 6 they were playing Zola. But there had been a, not Sinister London, but Bar Sinister that creates 4 copies of the card when you play it. And they had gotten to something like 1200 power at all 3 locations because it created 4 Zolas, and the second Zola spread Zolas into the other 2 locations, which then hit the Venoms and spread them back and forth. Anyway, it was wild. We love Nidavellir for Venom. We hate Scorpion. I think we might just Shang-Chi their monster here. We have seen their whole deck, and we know that they don't have Hulk, which is interesting. So we really only have to worry about Abomination and She-Hulk. There's a Moon Girl, though. Which, Alright, so we can play Deathlock on turn 6. I think maybe our favorite thing would be to draw Carnage. No, we don't need double destroy here. Maybe we just want our Forge to take up space in Nidavellir. Hi, Erica. All right. So there's our Forge. We can do Forge, Sabretooth, Deathlock. That makes us pretty strong in every lane. We do think that our opponent is probably going to play 2 She-Hulks. So we might not have enough power to win here, but that's as much as I think we can do. We're adding 15, 16, 17 power right to their 9. No, they're adding 14. Ah, double Abomination instead of double She-Hulk. I hadn't really considered that. But we do have enough power to win right, and I think we might have enough power to win mid here. Yeah, we have enough power to win both. That's great. This is our last... Did we have 41 power? Oh, yeah, that's because of Nidavellir. The location gives +5 to everything you play in that location. And so, if you play 4 cards, that's +20. 25. You've never gotten above 25. Definitely, you can get a lot of power if you play them right in this game. We do have our Destroyer and our Nimrod in hand. And with Forge, that could be a really strong play. But it makes me not want to play my Deathlock necessarily. I'm happy to tutor you anytime. Love the eyebrow wiggle. Alright, so we can just destroy the rock and Sabretooth, which gives us the option of playing Death. This also means that we can put Sabretooth, move the Sabretooth power wherever we want on turn 6. Jordan, I'm afraid Erica's got a stronger claim to me than y'all do. She's not wrong about that. Alright, my Deathlock's pretty small, so I actually don't mind destroying it. Elite Racer, #1 bald head fan. What are we worried about from our opponent? Probably they want to be... there's a Cyclops. And they did Cyclops our Nimrod. That's kind of tough. But we have a lot of power. Hidden in the Bucky Barnes. What was my phrasing? What did I mess up? Oh, rate his head. Got it. Yeah, that phrasing for sure. Alright. Shuri's Lab is great for us. We love to get a doubled Nimrod here. I wonder whether it's worth trying to win in Asgard. I think if we double Deathlock, we can maybe push Wolverine to 6 power left. We got a Cyclops mid. We will play our Nova Forge. That way we can play our Nimrod middle next turn. The thing definitely hurts our death block. Is that what? Well played for me or for Jordan? "15-power Nimrod is going to be very tough for them to beat. And this is perfect. We've got our Carnage. Oh. Wait. I messed this up. I should have played Forge left. Oops. I'm in trouble here, but maybe the doubling Venom is going to be enough to help to save me from this. I'm definitely nervous. Wolverine going mid is great news. That means we've almost certainly won middle lane. Our Nimrod left's going to win left lane. They don't have a Shang-Chi or anything, so I actually think we won this. We got lucky. 70 power mid. How about that one, Erica? Have you gotten 70 power yet? She is pretty dope. It's an honor to share a stream with her over here, too. Alright. Warrior Falls could be good for us. But I think I'm going to put the Bucky mid. I don't know, maybe that's silly. No, I don't want it to be destroyed twice. Yeah, I'll see you in a few hours. Have a great flight. Alright, we have our Nimrod. And we have a death block, so we'll save it. We'll put our... Nova here. Okay. I don't mind playing out a deck on 4. We can't play our Nimrod on 5, but we could play it on 6, interestingly. We could play it left, and if it's the smallest card there... You didn't ask. Alright, so next turn, what are we going to want to play? Probably... So one thing I'm thinking is I could play a Wolverine left, and it'll get destroyed, and then I can destroy it again next turn. Or I could play the death block now. I'm so glad I'm a hidden gem. I went ahead with the deathlock here because that'll let me play the Shang-Chi and the Wolverine next turn. Turns out I don't want to play the Shang-Chi, so maybe not. Oh, here's an interesting thing. We can move our death here. Forge, Wolverine, Carnage, left. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate it. Definitely a lucky guy. Alright, 12 left is not going to be enough, but maybe my Wolverine will go right? No, it goes mid. We still win. That was a wild ending. The cards we haven't seen of theirs probably is a Jane Foster. And then High Evolutionary. Alright, and they're going all the way in for the 4 cubes. With Weird World. Which I don't love. I like my deck. I guess we'll play our Bucky. Do a wave. We could shuffle a bunch of Vibranium into the deck, which then they're gonna draw. I don't know. Vibranium's pretty good for them. Maybe I don't want to do that. If you pay for my ticket, will I come to Kentucky to watch the Spider-Man movie again? No, I don't really want to travel. But, maybe one thing, like once it's available on Amazon, like Prime streaming, I could do a stream of watching it. So maybe I'll do that in a couple of months once it's available. Because I love it, and I would definitely love an excuse to watch it again. Alright, we can Shang-Chi this. There's no reason for us to hold this. Because there's all the cubes are on the line. The Sunspot mid. Another night, but y'all have fun. Alright, we got rid of their death. So, I think Magneto's probably going to win this for us. Better than a Doom would, because Doom would have tied Cyclops. Yeah, we won that one. Telekinesis, force fields, universal translation, and the ability to breathe underwater and survive in space. That's a lot of powers. Sometimes it feels like some of the superheroes get all the fun. Cloning Bats is great for us if we can draw a Carnage or a Venom. Could also play a bunch of Buckies. You know, y'all are probably too young for this, but last night we were remembering that there was a, Howard the Duck movie, and we wondered whether it was any good. I was talking about Howard the Duck, the card, and Erica was like, "Oh, do you remember the movie?" And I was like, "I remember that it existed, but I don't remember if it was any good." And so we went and looked it up, and it's like the way people talk about it is that it's like one of the worst movies of all time. Yeah, apparently you shouldn't remember the movie or go see it because it's supposed to be terrible. But I thought it was pretty funny, just the we're like, oh, maybe it hasn't, maybe it's aged well, but I think it has an 11% on Rotten Tomatoes. Anyway, really bad. Have y'all been watching the Secret Invasion TV show? I've been seeing some promotion for it, but I haven't watched it yet. Okay, let's play Nimrod. So they changed this with Scarlet Witch, so no need for me to try to get another Sabretooth. Secret Invasion is produced by George Lucas. Oh, or Howard the Duck is. So we can Nova. We're going first, so we can't Shang-Chi. We can Sabretooth. Sabretooth. Nova, Carnage. And this is pretty good. I think we're in a pretty good position here. Oh, Howard the Duck is. Yeah, I also saw that Robin Williams was originally supposed to voice Howard the Duck, but then when he got on set, they couldn't sync up his voice to the duck, and so he was like, "No, I quit. I'm not willing to do this. It's not good enough." So, you know, I think they were trying to make a good movie. It just didn't really work. All right, Dazzler coming out here. Pretty interesting. They definitely, I was excited to see them buff Dazzler, and I think it was a good buff, but I still don't think it's a very good card, unfortunately. I think they really probably need to make it +3 per full location to make it really exciting. Good to know I'm against another Destroy deck, and they're a Shuri Nimrod deck. Maybe I should put Shuri in my version here. I've been playing without it, but that Shuri Nimrod combo is very strong. Shuri Nimrod Thanos. What an interesting deck. Do I play my Forge on 2? I don't have Nimrod in hand yet, but I don't think it does that much for me. So I'm gonna hold. Alright. We can play our Bucky now. And Deathlock on 4. Blood Artist, have you been playing any fun decks lately? Invisible Woman is interesting. Oh, wow. High Evolutionary's been ruining your game. So an interesting thing is I could play Shang-Chi, Nimrod, and then like a Deathlock, Carnage, or Venom if I draw them. Yeah. I agree that they did. I was glad about Galactus, and I thought they did a good job with the nerf. I thought like he's still playable in an interesting way, um, but way less dominant. High Evolutionary, I do think they backed themselves into a corner a little bit, where so many people were saving up for him on release and bought him when he came out that getting rid of him would be like kind of a big shift. Okay, I think that we go here with a Carnage Venom. Yeah, I mean, even if you have no other cards besides the ones you get as part of the like onboarding, he's still really fun. So I think that's a good point. But it is too strong, and there's too many different variations that all work, and so I do think they're going to have to find a way to fix him or nerf him. Wow, that's a really interesting interaction. I had never seen that Invisible Woman Taskmaster Destroyer. That is cool. I love to see that. We can Nova Deathlock. Actually, I want to do that backwards. Deathlock. Let's put 6 more power mid. I think this is going to be pretty hard for them to beat. I guess Shang-Chi is what I'm weak to here, and I have the lead. But if they play... Shang-Chi left, I'm in trouble. So maybe I need to do something more like Forge, Deathlock, Death. I think that's probably safer in the case that they have Shang-Chi. That was a cool interaction, though. I love to see that Invisible Woman change. I also have been having a lot of fun with Invisible Woman in C3 decks. I think that change was like really great for her. Shuri Death in that middle with the Power Stone Space Stone. That was a while in gold to get an Infinity ticket. So this one's for all the marbles. Okay. On reveal, effects happen twice here. We don't mind that. Although one question is, we would love to play Forge there if we draw it in the next 2 turns, so that we can double buff our Nimrod. We definitely don't want to play Bucky left. But Wolverine is great to destroy twice. So... I think we'll give that a go. It's only 1 in 3 chance that we destroy it twice, but still, it's useful. Double time zone hurts. I think we play our Bucky mid. Jordan, have you started the TikTok page? star eyes on this because I think it's great. Alright, so one thing we could do is Destroyer on Kamartaj and get our Nimrod to go off twice. Question is then, is it worth playing our Venom? I don't think it is. I think that we probably want to hold here. Shuri is brutal. Oh, they didn't get the Shuri buff. And we got our Destroyer done. This is great. Yeah, that, like, I can't believe they didn't play into the Shuri. I guess what they're planning to do, they can't play Destroyer left. Yeah, it could be. Alright, so we want to play a Carnage and probably a Death. Although we could play Venom here. And Venom's going to get big, because we're going to have two Nimrods over here. I actually think the Venom's better than the Death. Which is surprising. This one, if we lose this, it's for all of our health. But hard to imagine how they beat us here. I guess they could play Death left and it's Taskmaster right. Wait, why did the Destroyer still work? Or why did it still get buffed? I'm really surprised by that. Does... I guess Invisible Woman protects the Shuri effect? Yeah, that's wild. I didn't realize that. That's a new... there were a couple of new interactions in that deck for me with Invisible Woman, but that was brutal. You hate to see it, but it's nice to learn.